It's been a while since I've been on my owner podcast. That's my mistake. I've been really busy. Owner once again stands for Our World's Nuts, Elohim Reigns. Wow, can I prove our world's nuts? Let's go to Washington, D.C. and talk about Joe Biden for a second. Joe Biden repeatedly promised that he would not pardon Hunter Biden. I have a whole bunch of quotes of him saying that. I have his spokespeople saying it. Joe, you promised you wouldn't pardon him, and then you pardoned him. Okay, where I come from, that's called a lie. But from your world, it's called, I have no idea, selective truth telling, maybe? I heard the other day that Whoopi Goldberg said, stop calling it a lie. Biden did not intend to pardon Hunter. Whoopi, are you kidding me? You're telling me that Joe Biden did not intend to pardon Hunter. Where do you get your evidence? I think he intended to pardon him ever since he was on Burisma. Hunter knew that he was in trouble and he probably begged Joe to do it. So Joe did pardon. But here's what's ironic. Joe just didn't pardon Hunter. Joe pardoned himself. Joe knows that Hunter has evidence against him, and Hunter's a small wheel of this crime family, and Joe is the big wheel of the crime family, and they've made lots of money. So indirectly, when Joe pardoned Hunter, Joe pardoned himself. But here's what's ironic. I did doing research. Joe had 7 grandchildren, and they were part of the money laundering too. So Joe, you might want to pardon all of them, and then you also might want to pardon your brother as well. Now, Joe, did you lie to us? Can you just tell the truth for a second? Isaiah 5:20 says it best. What are those who call good evil and evil good, who put light for darkness and darkness for light? Wow, Joe, you're changing the language. You're making truth sound like a lie, and you're making lies sound like a truth. The nice thing is, Jesus said it best. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Jesus also said in John 8:32, the truth shall set you free. What a great statement. Pilate was maybe the first politically correct politician to deal with the definition of truth. He said to Jesus in John 18:38, what is truth? I think they could be asking the same question in DC right now. What exactly is truth? Paul writes in Galatians 4:16, have I now become your enemy by telling you the truth? Wow, why in the world would truth make people enemies? Well, let me give you some truths that people consider lies, or let me reverse it. Let me give you some lies that people believe that really they're just ridiculous. Let me give you one of the lies people believe. Transgender is a lie. There's no such thing as transgender. Let's be honest, there's basically 2 genders. Now, I know there's some abnormalities, but let's not make the exception to the rule the rule. Example, girls should not be playing in girl sports. Period. Full stop. You can say you're transgender, but ironically, your biological sex is what you really are. You can have operations, you can do all the therapy you want, you can do any type of treatment you want, and you can call yourself a girl, but that doesn't make you a girl. Let me give you a philosophy. If you call the tail of a dog a leg, how many legs does a dog have now? Well, in reality, it only has 4, because it doesn't matter what you call the tail, it doesn't make the tail a leg. That's our world right now. We're debating truth. Consider San Jose State University on the women's volleyball team. I love women's volleyball. We go to a lot of Ball State volleyball games for the girls in the fall. San Jose State University had a guy who thinks he's a girl playing on the girls' team. Let's be honest, this is unfair. That guy could actually hurt the girls he's playing against. But the NCAA, I think they say it's okay to be transgender and compete in your transgender sex. That's just nuts. Guys have an advantage over girls in some things. One of them is probably strength and stamina. Well, in girls' sports, when a guy competes, I think the guy's probably going to win. Now, there may be some guys who are transgender who lose to girls. Okay, let's be honest. That's fairly embarrassing if you're a transgender guy who thinks you're a girl and then you lose to a girl. Wow, our world's nuts. The nice thing is Elohim reigns. With all the craziness of the world, God is still in control. We need to remember this. God is always in control. He has never given up his control ever. Let me read you Revelation 11:17. It says this: We give thanks to you, Lord God Almighty, who was and who is and who was, because you have taken your great power and have begun to reign. God reigns. Over all the stupidity of our world, God still reigns. Christians, this should be wonderful for you. We have a God who reigns over all this planet. Yes, he's letting certain things occur right now, but in the overall scheme, God never surrenders his authority or his ability to govern. That should cause us to have great peace and joy. Don't let the craziness of this world get to you. Owner, our world's nuts, Elohim reigns. The nuttiness comes from philosophies and behavior, but we've got to recognize God reigns. What a blessing.